Did you see that? What are those bubbles doing there? I think it's time to rebuild this vise. Hi all, my name is Lee. Welcome to the channel. So as you saw, I noticed some bubbles of oil coming out of the movable jaw on this vise. This is just one of those cheap Chinese vices. Obviously, I've just got my milling machine. I've had it for a few days. I've been practicing now. And I noticed every now and then, sometimes when I square a piece of stock, it's not as square as I'd like it to be. I mean, we're talking by a tiny amount, but the mill seems to be okay. So I had a look at the vise, and as you saw, the movable jaw, it just seems to be moving a little bit. And I've got a feeling that might be distorting it. Now, to put it in perspective, the amount of pressure I was putting on there, even though the fixed jaw is the most important one, on the movable jaw, it was barely an eighth of a turn, just the slightest bit of pressure, and I saw those bubbles of oil appear behind the plate. So I'm assuming if it's distorting that easily, that could be the cause of my squareness issues. So instead of just tightening this up, I thought, well, I might as well just take it apart and see how it works. Give it a clean up. If anything needs stoning, I'll just give it a light stone. And then we'll put it back together, and hopefully it'll be in a bit better quality than what I received. Now, the vise itself actually looks okay. At least the finished surfaces have been well machined and well ground. So it actually looks okay, but the looks aren't really a good guide of how accurate it is. But I'm hoping that it's just going to require a bit of cleaning and a bit of tightening, and then it should be much better. So let's take a closer look and we'll start taking it apart. So before I take the jaws off, I think what I'm going to do is just mark the top of each of these so I know which one is which and what way round they go. I don't know if they bothered to finish these when they're put together. I don't know how they build these. So I just want to make sure I put them in the correct orientation, just in case that's the way they machined it all. So I've just put a permanent marker for a fixed jaw and movable jaw. Fixed, movable, and they're the tops. So now I can take it apart, and it just means I can put it back together the way it came. So there are the jaws. Again, they look machined really well. I mean, they're lovely looking. Hopefully they're as accurate as they look. But I'll put those to the side. Okay, that's the movable jaw. That's come out. I mean, it looks pretty good. I'm assuming that this circular finish on here isn't bad. I'm assuming that's ground like that on purpose so it lets the oil sit within the gaps to make sure that it runs properly. I mean, if anyone knows for sure, please let me know. Is that supposed to be perfectly smooth, or is it supposed to have a nice pattern in it? Because I do know on some ways you can get a cross pattern because it allows the oil to sit in between the crosses even though it's still perfectly square. So let me know if that's just poor finishing or if that's how it's supposed to be. I I think the next thing to do is take off the fixed jaw, and then I can remove the centerpiece. Okay, so I've flipped it over because it looks like the fixed jaw is held in from the bottom. So let's undo those and then I should be able to remove the fixed jaw. Oh, that's tight. They are really tight. I'm going to have to try and find some more leverage. I hope these aren't reverse threads for some reason, because otherwise I'm going to break it. Oh. There's a little split washer in there as well. Okay, the key's pretty tight, but it came off easy enough. So that is the fixed jaw. Again, it feels all right. And again, it's got that sort of circular machine surface on there. Although this being the fixed jaw, maybe that is just poor finishing. I don't know. Please let me know. I'm not going to remove the keys. Okay, so that's the majority of the vise taken apart now. I'm just checking this back piece. I think they friction fit this bearing cover on the back as well as using the grub screw because it doesn't seem to want to move. But that shouldn't be important to making sure this is working correctly. So I'm going to leave that. I'm not going to try and pull that off. In fact, I'm going to put the grub screw back in there again. Okay, so just feeling these surfaces. I mean, they feel pretty good. The keys don't look like they're in properly. At least this one is raised, so I may need to tap that in. But the problem is I don't want to distort it too much, otherwise I won't be able to get the fixed jaw back on and it might sit at an angle. But what I'll do is I'll just give this a clean up and then I'll get a stone and just go over it very, very lightly just to make sure there's no burrs or anything. Okay, so now I'm looking really closely. There are a couple of little tiny burrs on there I can feel. It's nothing much. I mean, it's finished pretty well. Okay, so that feels a lot better now. Okay, so I'm just going to do the same with the jaws, just very, very lightly pass the stone over them. Oh, this is really rough actually, and this is the mating surface, and it feels really rough. That feels a lot better now. It even looks a lot better as well, and that was only a very light pass with the stone. Now I really don't want to ruin this machining pattern on here because I just have a feeling it might be oil channels. Like I say, please let me know. But I'm still going to do the same, just a light stone because I can feel the edges of this machined area. So they haven't deburred these edges and I just want to get rid of that. I mean, that feels a lot better already. The raised edges are gone. Everything feels much better. I almost forgot to mention, this is actually one of those ball bearing vices. It's just a way to try and keep the movable jaw down when you're clamping. I don't know if you can see that, but in there is just a half a ball bearing. I can probably take it out. So as you can see, and that's supposed to try and clamp and pull the jaw down to keep it square. But I'll just leave that back in there. There's plenty of grease on it. I don't think I need to do anything with that. So I've given everything a nice stone and a light oil. Now it's just time to put it back together again. So we'll start with this piece and we'll get it in. Right, so before I push the fixed jaw down, I'm just going to put the movable jaw on so I can actually line them up. So they're roughly lined up before I bolt this down. Okay, so that's it back together. It looks good. It's nice and square. There's no gap between the jaws. It actually looks pretty good. So I'm just going to check the squareness of the jaw to the way. But the best way to check is I'll set it back on the mill and we'll dial it in again. I've almost finished squaring this stock and I already know that it is much better now, this vise. So I've put the square edges in, tapped it down, and as you can see the parallels don't move. So that means everything should be pretty square. And when I look in the edges, everything is perfectly lined up. I think I may have solved the problem with this vise. I think it's going to be a lot better. So all that's left to do, I'm just going to do one final finishing pass on the top and then we'll take some measurements and see where we are. So I'm really happy with that. That's a vast improvement and I'm pretty comfortable with this vise now. I think it's pretty good, or at least good enough for now for my use. So I'll bring this video to an end. I hope you enjoyed this and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.